A very good evening, viewer. You're most welcome to the NILE CAST, only on West Nile Television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day, every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. My name's Okumuringa Christine. To any of the stories, even have more in the headlines tonight. Parambo market vendors receive a waterborne toilet from the National Water and Sewage Corporation. Noise in Paranga Sub-County as Mariacha District implements the shillings 260 million to bridges construction. And the City 4th Division League second round commences. This and more in the NILE CAST News Bulletin. In the headlines tonight, Parambo market vendors receive a waterborne toilet from the National Water and Sewage Corporation. Noise in Paranga Sub-County as Mariacha District implements the shillings 260 million to bridges construction. And the City 4th Division League second round commences. This and more in the NILE CAST News Bulletin. It's the 27th of February 2024. You're most welcome to the NILE CAST only on West Nile Television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the evening. Parambo Town Council Authority commissioned 4 stands waterborne toilet on the 27th of February 2024 at Parambo Market Square after the 2 latrines were washed away during a water flood in 2023. That was causing health havoc to the vendors. This initiative is aimed to boost both personal and public hygiene across the town. Alfred Jawok has more on that story.
This initiative aims to bolster both personal and public hygiene across Parambo Town Council. The commissioning, which involves allocating 15-litre bins to the most exemplary vendors in each busy area in Parambo Town Council, has been achieved. Geoffrey Mwesige, the area manager, National Water and Sewage Corporation, Greater Nebi, highlights the superior effectiveness of having waterborne toilets compared to the pit latrines. Mwesige said it is their corporate responsibilities to give back to communities where they serve with clean water. He added that the initiative to build a toilet was from the cry of vendors to the Managing Director, National Water and Sewage Corporation, when he visited Parambo Town Council last year, 2023. He further revealed that this initiative is to advance health of communities as enshrined in the National Water and Sewage Corporation agenda.
We hand over this toilet. Basically, there are 2 things. One, to maintain it. Secondly, to pay its water bill. Because it will be unfortunate that now short again comes to disconnect the toilet for failing to pay water bill. So the management, through the town clerk's office, they put a good fee which is not hard for people to pay, whereby you can manage to pay the water bill, and in case maybe the toilet has broken, can be repaired, so that the facility remains in good shape. So don't vandalize these properties. They are yours. They are not for us. Now they are yours. Chairman, I think 4 months ago people were vandalized. Our fence up there where the tank is formed the LOC and the police. In case we get anyone vandalize the national water property, will be arrested. And if we arrest you, will pay so much money to them because this is government. So you cannot vandalize government property. If you vandalize and you are caught, you'll be arrested and you'll pay a lot of money to government.
Agnes Oroma, a market vendor at Parombo Market Square, expressed that with these new waterborne toilets, their health will be improved as they used to go and look for places of inconvenience from the nearby homes. Ronald Tomwa, the local council 3 chairperson Parombo Town Council, underscores National Water and Sewage Corporation pivotal role in supporting the community, particularly in bolstering the health and sanitation of local people and vendors. Tomwa also commended the government for their efforts to establish water station in Parombo Town Council.
Message of appreciation to the MD. We are so much grateful, and we hope for more projects where resources allows should be allocated, not only to Parombo Town Council, any other lower local government where national water is operating, so that we, as the community is giving in, we also give out to the community.
The 4 stanzas waterborne toilet cost 19 million shillings as donation from National Water and Sewage Corporation. Parombo Town Council has a total population of over 24,876 people, mostly business communities and farmers. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories this evening. The construction of 2 bridges, Lurua Bridge and Osu Bridge in Paranga Sub-County, Marcha East constituency, has raised eyebrows as the local leaders decry the district's engineering department's supreme decision over the works, whose BOQ is estimated to be shillings 216 million. Osuta Yusuf has more.
The 2 bridges, Lura Bridge and Osu Bridge, both in Paranga Sub-County, whose BOQ is estimated to be 260 million shillings, is said to be worked on as first on account. The LC1 chairman for Aligo Village, Madira Roni, who has been employed as a watchman at the construction site, says he is constantly monitoring and taking care of materials brought at the site.
Project Nimuzo. Sasa mabari kitogo aniga akwa ni GDP kidini mo ve maya kwa mageki kitema maya gen kitevu afazi onzi kura amata ko kundia kitokio na kina zidema kundia ni Joyce yani akapwa ngwe makati male loki engineer dunia zimkeni sakini bridge afa bridge ando si ofali mabele binanda zili yendi so ratio bana yura kijana laki lakini engineer mayo kuni yaga pesi angwamar madiali sikini ratio engineer nayo kwa mazara sinyaki adasi apa semiti bagyalo batinyaki ba buli baro alu ba buli baro
The Zikoro Paris LC2 chairman Yasin Atiku, while recounting the accident cases caused by deplorable state of these 2 bridges and road, he thanked the district and government of Uganda for thinking about them.
Njiladi ebi amane chandi fetu ba accidenti supi bridge di malia mane nema mfisirare tsogo ba toidipki isuki injury mega perazidi ki baji ki adimiti arojo angoni Njiladi meyo mega andu Njiladi ni bane edezura de lema la for fair government ni malevena would for fair district ni.
He however paid the engineering department for concealing financial information regarding this project.
Ba wina mane bill of quantity bridge di nya cement di pi kan ku materials ba ne zedi ki di piri ama isu di amane ko ta mental de complain di ki resizo yo ba ne lo amane ki ne sende mongo chako chata bridge de quality asemo kene sera sende mongbo sako sende nde this year riba yungo piare ba yomana aso sande sirba da de amane ko.
The LC3 chairman for Paranga Sub-County, Honorable Osutre Godfrey, castigated the district for being biased by employing district engineering department staffs to work at the site rather than entirely employing the locals.
But I came here now confronting the engineer that, are you able to give room for the local communities around? They said yes, but only 5 compared if you check the number. Even the district workers, I saw even, I don't know whether they are working freely or they also paid. You even saw them there. So this could be an avenue for our local people to also raise some fund to alleviate poverty. However, only 5 to me is not adequate. At least if the local laborers could be given a percentage, like maybe if it is 100%, if the local communities are given like 70%, then the outsider like 30%, I think it could be better. So that is how I also don't feel well when few people are given the opportunity in my sub-county here.
The councillor representing people of Paranga Sub-County to the District Council, Honorable Ochitia Simon, is optimistic that the construction of these 2 bridges will not disappoint them as the people of Paranga.
Maybe in the near future, if the cry will always continue and the force of the water shall always continue, this cry will always be forwarded to the district for some further amendments. But the rain season has not yet come. Let's now be optimistic that the water will not wash our bridge away. And I'm sure with the work being put, the input which has been put here, it is not going to disappoint us. We pray that it is not going to, because if a father of many children, the little resources, you will not only leave it to one person. Make sure you share.
When asked on issue of local laborers and how the district staffs like the drivers have ended up working at the construction site, the councillor defended the issue that he is yet to find out from the district engineering department if those staffs are doing exercise or working at their pay.
Maybe the issue where you have come across the district personnel is now working, giving casual labor instead of the locals. I'm here to find out from the engineer whether they are just exercising themselves, whether they are also working for money. I'm sure they will tell me. So that's what we need to be assured of. But however, the little the council has decided to give us here, we need to appreciate it. We need to thank the council and the entire leadership of the district. That's how.
And more in our stories this evening, the government has been urged to establish libraries and community centers in all the sub-counties and town councils so as to allow the youth to spend their time in acquiring knowledge. This urge was made by Mr. Anyama David, the Moyo District Community Development Officer, after discovering that most of the youths in the district get involved in drug abuse and criminal acts because of the lack of these facilities. Okumu Dominic reports.
Our district has only 2 libraries which are within the town council. One of the library is located at the town council headquarters, while the other at the Education Resource Center, but they are not in good shape, with only one having computers and internet service, which has made the youth within the town council to sometimes crowd at the library in the evening hours, yet others engage in other forms of leisure in the other parts of the district. Mr. Anyama David, the District Community Development Officer Moyo, said the district only has 2 libraries which are all located within the town council, of which they are not even modern in nature. He therefore urged the government to consider constructing modern libraries and community centers in all the sub-counties so as to allow the youth spend their time meaningfully.
In Moyo, we have 2 libraries, one in the town council, another one in the education office, which is also in the Moyo town council. Ideally, the policy is each sub-county should have 1 community library, so that the young people who are doing research, instead of sitting at the roadside, they sit in the library. They read, they market, they do so many things. modern libraries would also have internet connections where they can send messages, check for employment opportunities, check for markets for their produce. And you find that the libraries are not there. The community centers are also dysfunctional and not in all the sub-counties. So these have rendered the youths without work, and you find some of them seated along roadsides, and yet they are supposed to be either in a library or community center doing useful work.
Mr. Lulu Nicholas Adrico, the Board of Director for Moyo Action Against Alcoholism and Rehabilitated Persons, Morapa, a non-governmental community-based organization in the district, urged the youth to be God-fearing, participate in community meetings, avoid bad peer groups, and engage in income-generating activities instead of involving themselves in bad acts which can lead them into crime.
My best advice to the youth is, one, like I had said before, let them fear God. Give your time to attend churches. It is also good for you to do physical exercise and attend village meetings. Distance yourself away from bad groups, and you also you participate in some of what you can best do, like this like planting tomatoes, piggery, poultry, and many others. Those things can bring you out from the poverty. Give you a time to do some of these things. Non-loitering, moving around, maybe raping people at night, because substance abuse can bring a lot of risks.
Honorable Maridio Univa, the district female youth councillor, said the lack of libraries has brought a lot of problems, among which is the involvement of the youth in drug abuse, too much disturbance of their parents, and high rate of school dropout, among other challenges, because the youth are always idle.
Even in the district we have, but it's not even so that the good one, because we are lacking even computers, we are lacking Wi-Fi's, they are not there. And if the sub-counties, we don't have even any library. This one, it brings a lot of challenges for our youth. If you see the youth are now idle. They even go for marungi, they go for drugs, because they don't have even a library to go. Even the resource center, we don't have in sub-counties. And if sub-counties there, that is the demand from our higher government. They're supposed to build even that one automatic. When sub-counties are there, it needs to be a library and even youth centers, so that it bring these youth together, and we can have even these counselors to be there. People can be there to guide them if they go to the library. If the Wi-Fi's are there, they can learn even many things. But because these things are not there, they are now idle. They go around, they loiter, they give headache for the parents, and even much dropouts are there because of that.
According to the government policy, every sub-county should at least have a modern library and a youth center, so as to allow the youth carry out research, interact, and keep busy, so as to reduce on the youth involvement in unwanted behaviors like drug abuse, which ruins their lives. However, in Moyo district, there are only 2 libraries, which are all located within the town council, leaving the rest of the district without any library, and now request the government to act upon it so as to divert the minds of the youth from engaging themselves in drug abuse. I'm Dominic Anthony Okumu for West Nile TV, NILE CAST.
And more in our stories this evening. Following the recent wave of conflicts witnessed between the criminal gang within the Central Division and Aurora City, the leaders in the area have finally spoken out about the fights between the gang leaders, which is posing a risk of destruction of property and loss of lives among the youths. This comes at a time where the groups are belonging to one of the identified as Sika and another as Ali Tororo was seen armed with sticks and pangas, hunting for each other, calling for security intervention to avoid bloodshed. Take a look at this footage and what the leaders say.
Koboko leaders both from the district and municipality have been engaged in a training session aimed at urban expansion planning by Cities Alliance and Makerere University. The training started on 26th February 2024 and ended on Tuesday, 27th February 2024. This development came during press conference organized at the offices of Koboko Municipal Council. By T. Tyree, the Senior Assistant Secretary representing Dranya Sub-County, said it is important to carry out expansions in advance such that planning other infrastructure development is easy, especially the leaders.
I'm very glad that we are having this training of urban expansion, where the municipality that we have, its geographical areas need to be expanded to the other sub-counties or local governments, where we have Danya sub-county, we have Media sub-county and Loble. As all of us are aware that if you look at Koboko municipality and its settlement patterns, the western part completely is settled, and the only expansion is to have it towards the west, towards the east, and also part of the north. So with that, this training is really very important for us as leaders, both technical and political, in a way that you will realize that if this expansion is done, planning will be very okay in terms of the roads, in terms of places of resting, like the bombogram that we have. If all this can be planned, even mini stadiums can be planned in these sub-counties, and it is very important.
Samuel Mabala, the Country Urban Advisor Cities Alliance, stated that they plan to equip the leaders of various major cities and other towns so as to plan efficiently for expansion in the long run.
This function is focusing on urban expansion planning. Cities Alliance is a global partnership which manages a trust fund and provides grants to support cities to fight urban poverty. And one of the projects that Cities Alliance is financing in Uganda is urban expansion planning. It's supporting cities to plan ahead 30 years from now on how to guide the urban expansion of the cities. So in the case of, we're doing this in 4 cities.
Derek Muhwezi, the president of Uganda National Urban Forum, stated that they are carrying on the sensitization because most towns are developing faster than the initial plans and beyond their administration capacity. Derek Muhwezi further said it is to avoid unnecessary expansions that may lead to development of slums and calls for support from people of West Nile sub-region for better growth and development.
The reason behind this training is the recognition that urban centers in Uganda and generally in the developing world are developing faster than planning. Quite a number are also developing beyond their administrative boundaries. So we thought it prudent and necessary that it would be nice for urban authorities, cities and municipalities to start thinking ahead beyond their boundaries. The cities are expanding, they are putting footprints, they are sprawling out of their administrative boundaries. And in those areas, what is coming up are unplanned areas, informal areas, and at times slums. So that we think that the best way forward is for cities, together with the adjacent local authorities, districts, counties and sub-counties, to come together and think about how to plan properly those areas where cities are expanding to, where municipalities are expanding to, so that at enough we're able to avoid illegal developments, disorderly developments that a city like Kampala has been experiencing.
The training took place in Jinja City, Mbale City, Arua City, and other municipalities with the aim of preparing them for future development. Peace Ushaki, Vasco Gift, West Nile TV, NILE CAST.
And more in our stories this evening, the different stakeholders in Madi sub-region convened at Ajumani district headquarters for a consultative meeting to discuss the appalling performance of the pupils and students in the district. According to Reverend Sister Abio Rebecca, the head teacher of St. Mary's Assumpta Girls Secondary School, many of the secondary school teachers in Ajumani district do not have accommodation, and because of most of the houses in the neighborhood are grass thatched, some of the teachers fear being accommodated in them, hence making it a big challenge for teachers transferring from other regions. Take a look.
Different stakeholders convened at Ajumani district headquarters to discuss the appalling performance of the pupils and students in the district. According to Reverend Sister Abio Rebecca, the head teacher St. Mary's Assumpta Girls Secondary School, many of the secondary schools in Ajumani do not have accommodation for teachers. Because most of the houses at the neighborhood are grass thatched, some of the teachers fear being accommodated in them, hence making it a big challenge for teachers transferred from other regions. She further cited the issue of noise pollution in the district as one of the major contributors to the poor performance in schools, ranging from musical shows, birthdays, and funerals in the district. She added that the noise distracts the children from concentrating on their studies, hence losing focus.
Chair and Mama, you try to get in touch with the Commissioner Victor Baku and our desk officer, Mr. Dungu Ronald. Our senior principal human resource knows these people very well, especially our desk officer. I think there is a way, if you come into pools, Ajumani may be considered for school-based recruitment because it was discussed at length. And the issue of really teachers is very strong here. Then secondly, my chair also has not mentioned about accommodation. We have accommodation issues in secondary. Many of our schools are without accommodation for teachers. And you can sometimes they post for you a teacher from very far. And to get accommodation really is very difficult. And most of our neighboring people have grass-thatched houses. And somebody who is not used to this place will begin fearing even before getting to where you are going to take. Accommodation issue is really rampant in all our schools. And then, thirdly, the issue of noise pollution in our district, ranging from those in charge of shows. We all know that when they are coming with their show, you find the whole town, everywhere, the music is on top of their voices as if everybody is interested in that noise. The noises are not controlled. During parties, even birthday, funerals, the music can be disturbing and disturbing the children as well, including even prayers. Just last night, the whole night up in the morning in Pakela Town Council, that music was too loud in the name of prayers. If such are not controlled, it will even run us mad. Not only that, our children will get lost because they like noise so much they run to those areas.
Honorable Anyama Williams, the LC5 chairperson at Ajumani district, urged the different stakeholders to come up with issues that can be debatable so that decisions can be made upon them.
Therefore, you take it very clear and I want you to open up. If the problem is government, you say government. If the problem is you, the head teachers, you say we have problem. If the problem is the teachers, you say it is. If the problem is the children, you say it. If the problem is the LT3s, you say it. And we must be specific issues which are better. Decisions, not just all decisions, no. We must have few decisions which can be implemented. Therefore, the second thing is today's topic, so that member of parliament will take to Kampala, to parliament, because
Ababi Kujeska, the woman member of parliament at Germany district, urged the local council leaders from the grassroots to the district leadership to play their roles and do better than before because they have the capacity to do better. She further urged every stakeholder to have self-evaluation in order to correct their mistakes.
SC3 is the only person to do the work at sub-county level. We all come from villages, sub-counties, and so forth. Let's do what we have never done, and we shall do better, because we have the capacity to do better. The NC5 chairperson took us through the resolutions of today's meeting. As I speak, our resolutions have been adopted. Can we ensure at the end we all have the copies of these resolutions? We need self-evaluation. All of us, including me, we need to self-evaluate ourselves so that we can correct our own mistakes.
A consultative meeting that was held in Adjumani gathered head teachers of schools, district education officials, local council leaders, and the woman member of parliament, among others. Onjima Alan, Mukulia Lawrence, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories. The distribution of iron sheets in Karamoja has turned into a source of frustration for the residents as they are unable to utilize the aid due to the lack of additional building materials like nails, timber and cement. This scenario where iron sheets sit unused in homes underscores the complex realities faced by the marginalized communities in the region. The failure to consider additional building materials has not only rendered the initial aid ineffective, but also exposed the deeper socio-economic challenges faced by the Karamoja residents. As the local leaders voice their frustration, it becomes clear that sustainable solutions are needed to address the pressing needs of these vulnerable communities.
Yes, it's time for soccer fans to get to know what is happening in the world of sports. My name is Oraku Benson Pastore, one of the sports panelists for West Nile Television and Sorede segment for sports. And Nile Cast still continuing. Let's kickstart our story with what is happening within the region, particularly in Arua City. As 4th Division League in Arua City second round commenced yesterday, and there was one game on the card between Arua Airfield Sports Club and Ombati, and the Arua Airfield was able to complete the league double over the team of Ombati Sports Club. First league ended by 5 goals to 2. It was in favor of Arua Airfield Sports Club. And yesterday we saw Arua Airfield again edging out Ombati Sports Club by 1-0. Let's get to hear from some stakeholders. Arua City 4th Division League second round final commenced on Monday, 26th of February 2024 from different venues in the city. In one of the games played at the start of the second round, Airfield Football Club hosted Ombati Sports Club at Jaco Primary School Playground, where they were able to overcome the visited team to complete league double over them after they had humiliated them in the first round, which ended by 5-2. Now teams are fighting their fates to earn promotions, finish in better positions, and to avoid relegation.
Second round has started, but we're hopeful because we're not in a bad position. In the first round, we finished in 4th position, and we're hoping for the best. And this is second round. We're trying our best to make sure that we have pushed from 4 to a position where we can qualify. We're hopeful. Our guys are good. They are passionate. They are persistent. Though some of them have gone to school, but we shall still make it, because the hope we have in us is to win this league or to qualify.
It's all about hard work that has made us to perform up to this extent. During the first round, we were able to finish in position 1, and we were on top of the table just because of the hard work of players and the motivation the staff is always giving us. We are having aim of making qualification for regional league, and how we are going to make it is just all about the team spirit, hard work, and willingness of each player. So that is what we are aiming for.
Actually, I'm a big fan of local content football, mostly West Nile football. I follow a lot of it because we are actually attached to these local leagues, because that is why we normally get to know these players into details. We follow them right from how they began, and it gives us an upper hand to interact with them freely. At this point, it is yet too early to roll out any team, but from my own assessment from the games I've been following so far, I think Airfield has an upper hand. They are a little bit organized side, as you can see. They are a little bit organized so far from the teams I've been watching, and they have an upper hand of qualifying. Then nevertheless, these teams are struggling financially, poor organization. Some of them sometimes even go for matches without uniforms, or sometimes when they go, they borrow these things, so they are really struggling a lot. But so far, I think Airfield has an upper hand.
All along we have been struggling, but due to 1 or 2 things we could not make in those 3 years. The other one, if I can still recall, it was Corona. That season we did well. We ended the season on the table, but due to Corona we did not make to Zono. From there we kept encouraging our players that we still have a lot to do, and then I think this year from the first league we did well. We ended the league unbeaten, that is first league, and this is the second league which has started, and the way my guys are playing and my team is playing, I know the hope is there. We are going to another level, and after 4th we are going to Zono. I know that I have that hope that we are going through, because our players, they have that motivation of doing it. We management committees, we also have that hope, though we are facing 1 or 2 challenges in this team, but we normally work hand in hand to see how we can harmonize some of the challenges.
Oraku Benson Pastore, West Nile Television, NILE CAST Sports News. Away from that regional story, this time getting to national story. It's all about Uganda under-20 men's national team that have been knocked out of the ongoing Dire Cup in Ethiopia after being edged out by 1-0 by the host country Ethiopia. Actually, they were invited for the tournament ahead of the preparation for the African Games that is set to kickstart 7th of March this upcoming month up to 24th, and they have already been knocked out of the Dire Cup, as they had said earlier on, after being edged by 1-0 by Ethiopia. That means the concentration turns back to the training ahead of the games where Uganda under 20, the Hippos have been pitted in a dangerous group alongside countries like Tunisia, Senegal, their neighbors, that's South Sudan. So we are waiting to see whether they can be able to proceed in that group. Let's finalize everything with what is happening in continental sports, all about teams that have already sealed the ticket to the quarterfinals of the ongoing African Champions League. And yesterday night we had so many games that have been played, but the biggest talking point, the theme behind the games, all about 6 teams that have already completed the slot to the quarterfinals. We have got ASEC Mimosas that comes from Ivory Coast, not forgetting about Mamelodi Sundowns that plays in Absa Primacy from South Africa. We also have got Petro di Luanda from Angola, and there is a team also called TP Mazembe, just our neighbors from DRC, not forgetting about Young Africans. Young Africans, or as you can call them, Young Africa, is a team that is from Tanzania, TZ, and the last Al Ahly, the defending champions and also the reigning champions, record champions. Last season we saw them beating Wydad Casablanca in the finals. And also before that, in 2022, it was Wydad Casablanca beating Al Ahly of Egypt in the finals. It was the repeat of 2022 final. In 2022, it was Wydad Casablanca that beat Al Ahly. And then last season, we saw Al Ahly beating Wydad Casablanca in the finals. And let's wrap up everything with what is coming in Europe. It's all about the top European League Cups that are returning tonight. And we have in FA Cup round of 16 bouncing back, whereby we have around 3 games to be played. Bournemouth is sitting at Vitality to take on Leicester City, the Foxes. Meanwhile, for Newcastle Magpies, they are taking a trip away to Blackburn Rovers, and Manchester City will be going away to Luton Town. Not only the games to be played in League Cups we have in Europe, also we have games to be played in Copa del Rey. Actually, tonight, one game on the card in Copa del Rey will be having a game between Real Sociedad at San Mamés, as they will be hosting a team called Real Mallorca. The first leg of this game ended in a barren draw. Actually, it is the semi-finals, so we are waiting to see tonight which team will be in position to proceed to the finals. And the other semi-final match will be played tomorrow, that's Wednesday. And also Coupe de France is having one game on the card between Olympique Lyon and the team of Strasbourg, and it's also in the quarterfinals of Coupe de France. With that, we have come to the end of today's edition of NILE CAST News. It has been me, Benson Pastore, together with Christine Okumuringa, bringing it for you. We bring for you NILE CAST News daily from Mondays to Sundays. We are out of the studio. We'll link up again tomorrow for the same program of NILE CAST News.